So students, today we will see the database programming using the Python and how we can create. And that's more important things we need to keep in mind. So I would like to write everything in front of you, and then you will see how we are creating a database using the Python programming. And database I'm using MySQL only. Why I'm taking the MySQL? Because MySQL is the most famous database for the different programming languages or scripting languages as well. Just PHP we can have, and it is a better tool for the backend purpose. And more nowadays, I can say, uh, many industries, this tool is using MySQL is using for storing the many information. Earlier days was the Oracle, but at the time that was the era of the Oracle. But now this is the era in which we are living. The MySQL is more compatible to the many programming languages. So I will write each and everything in front of you, and then I explain everything in front of you. You have to keep in mind. So first question we should have in our mind: what is a database actually? You have already gone through what is the mean by the database, and what are the various things and normalization keys, everything. So I will not like to explain all those things, but here I will explain what is the importance of the Python programming to create database. But undoubtedly, for talking about the database programming, so basics of the database you must be known. So the Python programming language has powerful features for the database programming. Python supports the various databases like the SQLite, MySQL, Oracle, Sybase, PostgreSQL, etc. and number of the Access even we can say. So Python also supports the data definition language, DDL. That is a data definition language by which we can create the database. Okay, we can create the table. Okay, defining everything. Okay, we can do the many things. And data manipulation language. We need to manipulate data. We need to update some information. We need to edit something. So we can do data query statement or DQL, sometimes in a data query language. DQL is basically whenever I need to fetch the data from the my existing data base or existing table. So what I can do, I can use the data query language or query statement. But the Python standard for the database interface is the Python DB API. What I'm speaking, Python DB API means Python database application programming interface. So at the time, the connector is basically the name of the interface I am speaking over here. I will explain in front of you everything while typing. But here I'm speaking generally, so please keep in mind. So Python DB API will be applicable. Without the API, how to different applications can communicate? This is just like simple example. If your device belong to the n number of different X device, or your friend device belong to X device, but what is the application by which you are communicating? That should be the interface. That makes the interface between to communicate to two different applications. So most common Python database interfaces adhere to this kind of the standard. We have to keep in mind. Here I would like to write something in front of you. I'm writing database programming using Python. So here I'm using the MySQL, and for the ID for the integrated development, and one for the graph user interface I'm using the MySQL workbench. So I don't need to worry about the typing the anything on the command mode. With the help of the GUI mode, I can easily see. That's why I'm taking the MySQL workbench only, and I'm using the data Python for the programming. So database programming using the Python. There's the simple things we have to keep in mind. For this one, you have to keep in mind we have to import the some SQL connector. That's the point. So what I have to type, we have to import some library, mm, MySQL dot connector. Suppose you don't have this kind of the things. Okay, my database programming using the Python, you don't have. So what I suggest you, you need to import something. So I'm showing not this one. I'm showing up. Which command will help you whenever you don't have the MySQL connector. you have installed the MySQL, you have installed the Python, Jupyter Notebook, whatever the interface you have installed, but unfortunately you are not able to connect it. So the API will require. So here I'm writing the MySQL connector. If I'm executing this code, my code will execute perfectly because I have done everything prior, no issue. But if you have some issue, then what you have to do? You have to use this command pip install MySQL connector. So I'm just copying here for a helping purpose. Just I'm writing use the above command to install my SQL connector to Python programming as an interface. Actually, you have to keep in mind this statement. You have already installed, so no need to worry about that. But you don't have, then you have to install. So what the syntax you can see, you will see the defaulting the user installing. It will take some time. Then within the 2 minutes, this connector interface will be installed your library. And you have to use the pandas library for fetching the some databases. So if you are not having the pandas library in your system, then use this library so you can easily install. Okay, I'm writing here use the above one to represent data from the database. Here I'm writing everything. Whenever it is required, we can do. So let us import some important libraries. So what are the libraries I'm importing? I'm importing the MySQL.connector, which is already installed by the my system by the help of the pip install MySQL dash connector dash Python. So next I have to use the MySQL connector from the MySQL connector. Okay, from the MySQL connector, MySQL dot connector import error import error. Actually, this is not this one is this one. I need to write the capital E. Now, if it is required, then we can also, in additionally, we can install the import pandas as PD. That is a object reference of the PD means pandas library object only. It's a pandas library we are importing, so it's only the classes, whatever the classes we want to use. Then we can use a PD reference object variable. We can take it. Let me execute this code in front of you and see what we are getting. Okay, so it is just making the interface between the MySQL and your code, but make sure the MySQL must be installed your systems only. If there is an error will come, so we can see over here, else we can the thing properly. So you can say in the first cell of definitely Jupyter cell, this is known as a cell of the Python. There's no error. It means everything we have imported perfectly. Before showing all these things, I would like to tell something more about over here. First, we need to connect the MySQL server. First, we need to connect the MySQL server. Is it possible or not? So let me explain the something connecting with the MySQL server. But that must be part of your system. So we have already imported the MySQL connector, so no need to write once again over here. I'm just getting a DB is my variable name. From the DB, I need to write MySQL dot connector dot connect. Okay, connect connect, and I need to write over here few things. And what are the few things? Host. Okay, and next one, the parameter would be your user. Okay, here you have to keep in mind what is the points you need to keep in mind. And password These are the three things which are required to connect your MySQL. So host user password are the parameters we need to pass in the connect methods. Okay, that's the point you have to keep in mind. So the question we should have in our mind, sir, we have import the libraries. This is good. We need to connect, but how we can connect? Regarding this one, I would like to show something that you can easily understand. The MySQL is installed into the my own system, so I can say this is the host system would be the local host. Okay, if my system is connecting by the remote machine, so I need to pass the respectively IP address or whatever the URL you want to pass, you can pass. But it is stored into the my systems only, so I need to write the local host. Okay, that's a two things you have to keep in mind. Now regarding this one, before writing anything, I would like to share something to you. That's a my MySQL window, workbench window. Then you can easily see. In between, you have any doubt, you can ask me. Then I can tell you more. I have shared my screen. It is visible to all. MySQL workbench window. It is visible to all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in this case, you can see I have already typed something. So I'm removing this syntaxes. But you have to keep in mind the MySQL workbench window is a ID form, integrated development environment in the user interface form. You can say graphical form. You can see. So I have some schema. Schema means you know the data basic database. Okay, schema that is all the physical structure of the my database. You have to keep in mind there are three levels of the databases, as we are aware about the what are the levels: conceptual level, physical level, and logical level. So actual data will be stored into the physical form, so that's what database we have over here. So for logging this one, I have already done the previous setting to the MySQL. What would be the password username for the my this login panel? You may add the one more parameter. You can add the one more other things, a port, other thing. But I'm going through the all the default setting. I'm not changing anything. So what I have the everything in front of you, and I have already logged in over here. What is the login password I have taken over here? I would like to show over here by the sharing the my window once again. So now let me come to the my typing Jupyter notebook. Then I would like to. So here, what is a local host? Local host means I can write over here your machine. Okay, your machine. It could be or a remote machine. It could be remote machine. If it is remote machine, then you have to pass the URL. URL, you know, the uniform resource locator. Now username. So username, I'm writing the root because as a root I have login. Okay. So password, I have writing the my password of the my root password. So I'm just writing this password. Okay, which is my machine password. Suppose I'm writing the wrong password. This one, and I'm trying to connect. Okay, let me check. Let me check. If I'm trying to connect, then what I'm getting the error. This is the error I'm reporting. Okay, I'm getting. I'm not reporting, which is reporting to the machines. The access is denied for the user, localhost, password. Yes, this is it visible to all right now? The error is reporting. It is visible. Yes, tell me. Okay, now tell me, it's visible or not? The password I have typed over here, which is wrong password I typed. Now, I'm typing the correct password of the my row to user. Just random password values I have taken for the my password. I'm trying to connect. Then you can see no error. In front of you, I'm executing once again. You can see the number three in number three. This will be updated by four. You can see the my mouse pointer. So the password should be correct. Is it clear right now? Tell me yes or no. Yes, tell me. Is it correct or not? Tell me. Okay, so let me print the some databases. What are the databases? Okay, what are the databases I have? Okay, so what I can print? I can print the DB. If I try to print DB, then let me check what are the databases I'm getting. Oh, I'm printing the DB. So what I'm getting? MySQL connector connection, MySQL object value I'm getting. Okay, so this is the point. If I'm writing the DB only, what I'm getting? Again, same thing. Okay. So you need to keep in mind what I'm doing. I'm just trying to print the what this object is having. So this object is connected by the MySQL connector dot connections, MySQL connection. So this is just basically connection which is done by the our DB object. So we are ready to retrieve the data. Okay. So now we should keep in mind we have done the everything properly. So now it is clear to all right now. Tell me yes or no. We have connected or not. Yes. Okay. Now come to the next point. Now next what we have to do? We have to create the database. Okay. Here I would like to remove the something to you. I would like to remove. Okay, the things are already exist. Okay, I'm sharing the my work MySQL workbench window. I'm removing the my database. Okay, you can see drop the schema. Not this one, my this one. Drop the schema. Yes, drop now. And drop the schema. This one I have dropped the two schemas. Let me refresh. I'm just having this one. So my database we have. So here you can see here we have a schema, means we are talking about the physical database. So our objective is what? Actually our objective to create the first database. Okay, so I would like to share once again the window with the Jupyter notebook, and I will write the queries in front of you. Okay, so my first question is to create a database. To create a database in MySQL using Python programming. We have already done the this interface we have done. Okay, local host or root we have done everything, undoubtedly no issue. So after connecting the MySQL server, let's see how to create the MySQL database using the Python. So for this one, we will create a cursor. The cursor is was actually cursor object, and then we'll pass to the SQL. This cursor object is more important. That is only the cursor means an reference or object variable by which we can manipulate the database for printing, for display, for reading, for writing, for manipulating. We will have to use the cursor objects, and then we will pass the SQL command as a string to the execute method, and the SQL command is used to create the database. So what is syntax? Create database name. So I am not writing anything special. I am just writing simple command create database, and this is a DB name. Okay, DB name could be anything, whatever you want to write. Okay, let me write the code in front of you, then you can easily understand. So I'm just writing the entire thing properly. Once again, import rewrite. Okay, and before that, it's better to copy. Just for your knowledge purpose, I'm just writing once again, and this one my DB. So I'm just copying this statement as it is. Okay, already done. No need to worry. But here I have to explain. Now, yeah, this one is already done. And now this one is already done. Now this. So what I have spoken a few couple of the minutes ago, I have already told the cursor we have to create, that is the object. So from the cursor we can access, we can display, we can read, we can write, we can manipulate the our database, and we can pass the SQL command, that is execute command, to execute the our query only. So here what I'm doing, I'm just uh, creating cursor object to access the database. This is a simple statement we have to keep in mind. So what is the name of the our database object? That is a DB object. And what is the command I can create? I can create the cursor by the simple command. So I'm writing the my cursor variable name. And what is the name of the my database object I have created? You can see DB. So DB dot cursor is the name of the method. You can use this one. Yes, it is visible to all right now. I'm typing everything in front of it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with the help of the my cursor, I can create the database. My cur cursor dot execute. Now, what is the syntax by which I can create? I told you create database and database name. So I will write this syntax in front of you. Create database. Can anyone tell me right now what is the name of the database I must have? Can anyone tell me? You can tell me the name of the database I want to create, so we can create as it is. Tell me any name. You can speak. Can anyone suggest me a database name? Okay, here I'm creating a database name uh, V1909. V means my first letter I am taking. Okay, that's the point. 9 means into 19 means 19 date, or 09 means a month. So this database I want to create. And okay, and now this code is I have created perfectly. Let me execute this code. Let me check now. There's no error. There is no error. It means V1909 is the name of the database I have already created. But before moving to the my database panel, I would like to workbench or MySQL workbench panel. I would like to say a database is a more important part of the any software or a tools or database handling component in which n number of tables may exist. A table is what actually? A table is representing your information into the rows and columns formation, and a table which is stored into the database only. So here what I'm doing, I'm creating a basic database where I can create the n number of the tables, and after creating the tables, I can write, I can insert, I can update, I can edit the many thing. So a database is what? Database is my primary component where I can create the n number of the tables. That's the point. A table is nothing which is the representing layout of the my information to the rows and columns only. That's the point you have to keep in mind. Now let me move to the my panel. I'm just sharing the my this window. Which window? MySQL workbench, and let me check it is created or not. So I would like to share the proof by sharing the screen. I would like to share the proof it is created or not. Now tell me once again, the MySQL workbench window is visible to all. Let me just give you idea about the schema part. It is created or not. Tell me, the my database we have system we have, is it visible to all? Tell me yes or no. But still, but still, V1909 is not created. Is it visible to all or not? Tell me yes or no. Tell me.
Sir, can you please repeat? Voice was breaking.
My question is that here we have already existing two database, my database and system, but still I have created my database by the help of the Python programming. Still it is not showing over here. So what I can do? It means my command was executed perfectly, but database is not created. What is the reason? See, this is already open window. So let me refresh the schema panel, and now I can see V1909 is visible. It is correct visible or not? Tell me yes or no.
Yes, sir, visible.
Is a visible, so it's created. Now from this panel I'm able to just expand this database pan. Now table, so there is no table exist. Tell me yes or no, table exists or not.
No.
Table no table doesn't no table is existing we have over here. So our objective is first to create a table. In the database we can't store the information in the rows and columns, so the table is required which is occupying the information to tables and rows only. That's the point. So first what is our objective? First we have to create a database, and after creating a database we have to create a table, and the table we can write the information. We can write the data over the table only. We cannot write the data over the database. That's the point. So I would like to again share my screen over here. Okay. Why I'm sharing again and jumping moving? Because I would like to show everything by the proof only. Now, so we have created the database. This is perfectly created so far, no issue. So here I have a simple command by which we can see. Let us see how many database we have. Okay, without moving to the once again going into the back to the again the your panel of the MySQL workbench, we can see the total number of the databases. Show databases, how many databases we have. So why the whole simple command we can say what is the my cursor? My cursor is this one dot execute. And what is the command by which we can say we can write all the commands? So what is the command? Show database. Okay. If I'm executing this thing, nothing is to be displayed. Can anyone tell me right now why it is not displaying anything? Because what the reason? If I'm trying to print like this way, so what I'm saying? Again, I'm getting the error. So I'm unable to see anything. So what's the reason? Because I'm not going through the proper way. With help of this syntax, my cursor dot execute, I'm executing the syntax only. If I'm trying to print, there is definitely error will come report. And what is the error? Unreadable the result found. Okay, that's the point. From this point, I have to use the for loop, just random x in my cursor, and I can print the x, which is just keeping the information which is storing by the my cursor, and that is coming from the execute statement, execute method. So database. Now I'm executing, then my cursor, then print access. Okay, my show databases. Okay, am I writing wrong or not? Uh, let me write the in capital formats. I hope so. Show databases. Yeah, what is the unresulted found? Let me check over here. Why I'm not getting over here? Oh, okay, okay. That's the previous one is already executed. This command I must keep here. Uh, Let me execute this code, and here I must insert. No, no need to because cursor was not created. I will not execute this code because this code will report an error because this database is already existing. So let me show the proof. Yes, we are getting the error. This one, because this database already existing, so that's why we are getting the error. So now let me show what is the error. Yes, this is actually was the error. My cursor I'm taking perfectly, no issue. Get a database, execute. Show databases. Okay. Let me change the something and another command. Show tables, because we have already entered into the this one. Just like the unresult found, and yeah. So this access my cursor. I'm just writing perfectly everything, but still not showing. Mm, show databases perfectly. Created databases, and I've seen everything. So printer database. If I try, let me check another syntax. Print db. So connections was, yes. Let me execute everything. Yes, yes. Still, it's coming the show error, show tables, show databases. Execute syntax we are using perfectly, and show tables. I think this command is not executing. My exit show table. So show databases. Yes, it is running perfectly. So why it is not coming? For e in my cursor colon, and I'm printing nothing else, t only. But still this so database is coming unresultant found. I think there is some problem with this syntax. Everything is running perfectly. Let me check this one, my cursor. So databases. Yes, I think I must use once again this syntax, because my cursor was earlier used by this one. I think this could be the error. I think I can resolve this error. Yes, actually, hmm. What is the problem I'm getting? Actually, what was my previous problem? My cursor was used by only to the execute this syntax, and now this syntax is executed. So this is automatically closed. This is the auto closing. So my cursor auto close. So I need to connect once again. Then I'm able to see. So you can see the V1909 is already done over here. It means I now need to switch the MySQL workbench again. That's a to prevent from the switching we can do. Let me show the once again my proof over here. This one I'm creating another table. Here I'm giving the another table name by writing the temp. Okay, temp B, just like this one. I'm executing this code, and now with help of the my again code this code I'm just executing. Now see, so temp B is created. So I will not like to go work MySQL workbench panel again. It is my consuming process. So I'm able to see over here through the my syntaxes command whatever I'm passing over here. So why I'm going to that part. So now this is the proof I'm showing over here. Temp B and V1909 is table database created, not table. Please keep in mind. This is the databases. Now this picture should be clear in your mind as well. Okay, it is clear to all right now. Yes, anyone who need to ask any question. So how we can create a database in the Python program by the Python programming in the MySQL. It is clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if we're talking about creating a tables, as I already told you many times, a database can have the n number of tables, and tables are the medium by which we can represent data into the rows and columns only. So that's why we have. So creating tables. So for creating tables, we will follow the similar approach for the writing the SQL commands. as a string format. So as I'm writing the show databases, get table name, okay, database name. So that's why this kind of the command I can write as it is. So what is the command of the create table? Create table name, and I can pass the some other parameter. What is the data type? What is the field I want to take? What is the data type as well? Integer or varchar. So these are the some rule regulation I need to follow by the SQL. I can write and execute. Of course, we can take. So regarding this one, I'm just creating a database already done. So creating a table. Okay, creating a table into V1909 database. This is a simple thing. Okay, that's a simple thing I would like to tell only, nothing else. Now, rather than the wasting much time, I would like to copy this one. I'm just copying as it is. SQL character I'm using, connecting the MySQL server, username password I'm typing as it is, my cursor db.cursor I'm taking as it is. And rather than the showing my database, what I command I have to take, I have to take only the create a table name. Okay, so what I'm doing over here, I'm just copying this command and I'm just writing a simple thing, creating a table into B1909 database. But you have been observed over here, I'm just connecting the my code or this my information to the MySQL while passing the localhost, username and password. But I'm not passing the database. That's the point. So what I have to update, this code should be updated, comma, database is equal to which database? V1909. This is the point you have to keep in mind. Now, this is the most important point. This is the additional parameter I need to pass rather than the host user password. I have to use the database because my this connection should be my this program should be connected to the database. So which database I want to take, because n number of database could be. So I'm taking the V1909 as I have created few couple of the minutes ago in front of you, as I shown by the MySQL workbench over. Now, if I need to create a table, so what is the syntax I can create? I'm just taking the REC. REC my the record. I'm just creating the, because a table can have the record in from the rows and columns. The combination of the rows and columns having by the field's name and its data type only. So record. So what is the syntax? What is syntax? Create table. Table name. You can say I'm creating the table name student. Okay. STD student. I'm shorting like shortened way. STD. And what is the syntax? Get table name, and I'm taking the name that should be varchar, and 20 size is sufficient, and put the comma. Okay, and next which could be age, that should be integer. Two should be there size, and I can write the is other information. Name is okay. So you can take the many things, branch you can take, I'm taking the branch. Okay, this should be very care. Same 10 size sufficient is pass. Okay, and other than the branch I can take the address and age, or roll number I can take. So enrollment number you can take it. Okay, so contact number I'm taking the contact number. Okay. Contact, so that should be integer. Okay, and integer I can take like again it should be 10 digits. Okay, or randomly I'm just taking like this way. So name like this way. I think it seems to very good way. Create table name yesterday, and I have just done this like this way. And yes. So I'm repeating once again. You have to use a string kind of the manner to represent information. Now, so now we have the table created. So table created. How we can create the cursor object? What is the cursor object? I can write the here into for you. Table created. My cursor dot my cursor dot execute. So execute is the my command, is the my command, and here I need to pass the parameter. Either I can pass the entire query, create table std name, or I can pass a string. So I have created the string by the help of my variable, that is a record. So I can pass over here. It's my choice. I can pass the entire query over here, or I can pass the string formation. So it's my choice only. So next, it's a choice. You want to close the database, you can close the database. So I'm helping you right now. I'm closing the database. Okay, the database should be closed to avoid the such thing. So I'm closing my database. So I'm writing here closing the database. It's optional, but if you want to close, it's good. Let me execute this code and see what is the error we are getting. If we are not getting error, then we will be happy. Fortunately, we are not getting any error. So this table is created. Okay. Now let me move to the my panel and show the my proof right now. The table is created or not. Okay, I'm showing the my once again the screen of the MySQL workbench and to show the proof it is really working or not the code. Now again I'm just sharing my screen on the Jupyter notebook and let me refresh. You can see the V1909 table is exist. In the V1909 the table yesterday is created. And what are the its uh, uh, parameters? Or parameters means what is the field. So what I'm saying, I'm writing in front of you some commands by which you can easily see. uh, Use database. So use database, I'm using use 1909. Okay, now next, I'm using the show databases. Okay, so you can see from the my panel the result getting showing the some result. Next command I'm executing, show tables. So you can see from the my panel as well, the tables in V199 data 1909 database std table is here. Okay, if I try to see the structure of the std table, so I have a simple command describe std. Okay, you can see its structure as well. Name, age, branch, and contact, which is created by us. These are the field actually. These name, age, branch, contact, and water type, varchar, integer I have taken over here. Okay, so you can see I have passed a simple query by which I have created my table over here. Now, is it visible to all? Tell me yes or no. I have created a database, I have created a table as well. It is visible to all. Tell me anyone. Any doubt? This is a simple thing by which you can create a project as well in the Python programming. Okay, it's a very simple kind of a thing you can also use. Yes, tell me. Any doubt? It's clear? Or anyone who need to ask any question? Yes, anyone who need to ask any question? It is clear. Now, how we can get the database? It is clear to all? Yes, I'm waiting your responses. Yeah, have any doubts? You can ask. Else, we can continue. Okay, so you can see. Let me execute some more command over here. Select star from std table. You can see there is no information will be displaying over here because no data was entered or inserted. Okay, so from for this one, what I'm doing with the help of the my code, Python programming code, you can again insert the data. So what I'm writing here, insert the data into a table. So what is our table database name? Database name is over here. E1909 What is the table name? Table name we have std. Okay. So from this point, what we have to do? We am just copying this code and I will like to try to insert something. So what is the command by which I can insert? Insert into. Insert into is our command by which we can insert the data. So insert data into a table. To insert a data into the MySQL table, insert to query will be there. So what is the query? Insert into table name and columns names and values. Okay, so with the help of the such command by which we can easily insert. So database will be as it is, and cursor I'm taking right now. And what is my query? So SQL is my name of the variable I can write. And what is the query? If you remember the my point. So uh, insert into table name std. Here you can write the whole the attribute name or field name, or else you can also leave. Then what you have to do? You have to use all the values. So I'm taking the my name over here. Okay, student name, but you have to keep in mind what are the sequence. Name is branch. Okay, so first I have taken name is okay, and 24 I am taking branch. I am taking the XYZ. Okay, and contact number I am taking only just random few values only, and this is a my SQL I am passing over. So what I have to do? I have to execute my query. So record inserting I can do record inserted. So I need to pass this query. Whatever the variable you want to take, you can take as it is. And close the database. So database, close close the database. You can close the database by putting the db dot close. It's very simple syntax by which you can close the database. So here the point we have to keep in mind, we are putting the some information to over here by writing a simple syntax. Let me execute this code and see what's the error if we have. Fortunately, we don't have any error, so it's good. Now let us move to the our this part. Which part? MySQL workbench part, and show is it really inserting or not. Pick couple of seconds ago, what I did, I execute the syntax select star from the yesterday, and now yesterday is the my name of the table which is existing to the my B1909 database, and I'm executing this code once again. See, is really executing or not. So if I'm execute this code, okay, so still let me refresh. Okay, it's still database is not inserted. So can anyone tell me right now what's the reason? Yes, can anyone tell me why the information is not inserted? Yes, can anyone tell me? Because you are already familiar with the database, so just I need the answer from your side. Why the data this information is not inserted? It's basically database based question you people are not aware about, so that's not a good thing. But now you will able to see. Okay, can anyone tell me what is the mistakes we have done? I'm writing everything in front of you. Okay, first tell me right now the data, the information is visible to all. Name is branch contact. I have just written. Then I will like show the my code. I have changed some code over here. But before that, let me know right now that we have inserted data. Is it true or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now what the change is, if you remember the database perfectly, I'm pretty sure you don't know, but you must be keep in mind the database. If you're doing the database programming, then something should be clear. After defining anything, after manipulating anything, defining or manipulating, no issue about that. But there is a command which you know the commit command. With the help of the commit method, whatever the query we are executing, that should be execute. So our information will pass on to this database programming Python to our actual database that should be reflected by the commit. So I'm just sharing the code right now. Then you have to easily see this panel. I would like to show. I did some changes over here. I did nothing. I just commit the database. Okay, after closing this one. So commit the data, commit the database, and and it is necessary to reflect the data by a table into database. That's the point we have to keep in mind database. Okay. I'm executing this code once again. Okay. And now if I try to execute, so it will be stored into the multiple times because I don't have any primary key or any key constant over here. So unlike a key constant, we can also execute the many queries over here without any doubt. So multiple data we can also insert. Yes, of course. So what I'm doing, I'm copying this code as it is. I'm not changing anything. I'm just writing something. Multiple records may also be inserted. I'm just pasting the same value. So here I'm just doing nothing. I'm just insert into this change this value I'm writing as it is, comma. I'm just writing the other values, right? Just like a random value. Okay, just random. Yeah, I must keep into this one. No need to worry about this part. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one. Now next, I need to write the random data. Okay, and then I need to put the any random value is whatever value you want to take, and just this one random information and this one. Yeah. So what I did over here, I have just inserted the three different records. Okay, and I'm executing this code in front of you, and let's see what the changes we are getting. So now we are getting the something over here. Let me check what's the problem we are getting over here. So it could be typing mistakes, it could be the anything. So let me check the code properly or the error. Insert into the values, and I think we have done the multiple things. So while the multiple things, we can write like this way. Let me write. Okay, this is the first point we have inserted record. Yeah, and one more parenthesis we have to take it as it is, and let me check execute. Okay, so it's you have error to SQL check the manual then corrections. This one and this one line 4. Yes, this one. Okay, this one it should not be. Yes, this 64. This one, yeah, we have given the 2 digit in age. We have given the maximum 2 digit. That could be the reason. Now let me check once again. Where we are getting the error. 844. Where is the 844? Okay. Let me take the some more bits. This is a correctly I'm getting. Okay, no issue. Again we are getting. Okay, now what I have to do regarding this one, I have to do something. SQL insert into std values, and this one I can keep value to keep a value part separately. By the help of this one you can understand to this one. Okay, please keep in mind into this one I'm just writing everything in front of you like this way. I'm just okay. So it's better to cut this value and like this way. Within the 24, this is a correct, this is the correct, and this is the 65. Everything is okay, no issue about that one. Yes, everything is string, string, and string, and string, string, string. Everything is done correctly, no issue. Yeah, actually, I got the mistakes. I didn't use the this one. Okay, so let me do some changes. Yes, here I didn't use the column, and now I don't need to use this one right now. If it is not coming, then we will have another solution. Now again, column count doesn't match the count at the row one. Yes, this is the point. Okay, so I don't. I can write this query like this way. Query writing is basically not actually. Okay, yeah, so this is executing. Now this is executing perfectly. So I have inserted the 1, 2, 3 records. Okay, I'm executing once again. So multiple times the record will be inserted. Let me show the MySQL and move to the our important concept. What we have, workbench. So from this panel, I would like to explain everything. Okay, I'm executing. So you can say multiple times I have executed. So multiple times the record was inserted over here. So in front of you, you can see the this record. Last 3 record you can see executed multiple times. So I have inserted over here. Okay, so this is showing that I have executed and I have executed this twice. So this is the reason multiple time it is inserted. There is no error while adding the inserting multiple times because we didn't use the we didn't define the any key constraint. That's the point we have to keep in mind. Okay, so now what we have done, we have also inserted the multiple data, multiple records we can also insert. So my suggestion to all the student, you can develop a small project with the help of the Python programming, and you can use the MySQL, whatever the SQL you want to use, you can use. Everything will be as it is except to the its connector part. Okay, so for the connector you can explore Postgres, you can use a database, you can use the IBM database, you can use SQLite database. But MySQL I'm taking, why? Because it is more applicable nowadays in the industry as well. That's the reason. Here I did the small mistake, I forget to type the write the double quote symbol. So from this perspective, what I did, I'm just trying to get the better or next solution maybe. But no need to worry, we can see it's a choice how you're writing the query. So query writing is an art, I told you. Okay, so that's the point. So now we have inserted the multiple data. We can also pass the data, we can also execute the whole data. So that's our reason, that's our point. Let me check something. I am just want to do something over here. uh, Select database, this one, and with the help of the my query, and execute this query. I'm just checking over here. Select star from std. Okay, let me check is this code. Okay, so what I'm getting, and for x in my see your cursor, I hope it should execute once again. It will print something. Yeah, so from this command we can also, what we can say, let us see how to fetch the data from a table. Okay, from this command you can easily see I'm doing nothing, I'm just typing the syntax select star from the study. So no need to check the again the what we need to check once again, workbench. Okay, so without checking the workbench we can also this command is using the printing the data from first row to last row. And you can also pass the relative relevant query whatever you want to. I just want to select only the name. Okay, so name is coming only. That's the point. I want to select all the fields, so I can take the star or asterisk symbol, so I can see. So it's my choice, my requirement, what I can do. So everything I'm showing in front of you, how to write the data, how to create the database, how to create the table by using the Python programming, and we can create the everything into the MySQL. So I have shown everything here. You can execute the many query. So the point we have to keep in mind, once you have to MySQL connector, we have to import, then create the connections and choose appropriate databases, and then you can create the cursor. The cursor, why we need to create the cursor? Used to access the object to access the database, and after accessing the database, we can manipulate the, we can do the anything what we want to do through the database. And through the execute is a method which is execute the our queries. So whatever the query we are passing, we are executing over here through the our simple command only. So that's the beauty. And at the last what you can do, you can close. Okay, you can close the database. So db.close I'm writing here, very simple. It's my simple formalities I want, then I can do. So this is a database I'm fetching in front of you. This you can see I have. Now what I'm doing, I'm executing this code once again. Okay, now I'm executing this code once again. So now you can see third time it is multiple codes are inserted. I'm executing once again. I'm executing. Now you can see more is more inserted. So it's my choice what do I want. Okay, so this is the basic idea about the how to write the queries about creating a database into the MySQL by using the Python programming, how we can create the table as well, how we can insert the record, and how we can fetch the database. These are the four things we have seen today. So any doubts so far?